This is the latest release from Anglican Liturgy Press, and it's a very exciting day because this is the Libro de Oración, Común. I'm not certain I'm pronouncing that right, but it is the Book of Common Prayer 2019 translated into Spanish, which is of course the second largest language group for the Anglican Church in North America. I believe there's somewhere in the region between 50 and 70 Spanish congregations, some of those in Mexico, some of those in the larger cities across the United States. And of course, many congregations that might be predominantly English speaking might have various prayer services for Spanish speakers in the congregation or in their city. So here it is, the Book of Common Prayer, the Libro de Oración Común. It's in a darker burgundy finish, but other than that, the material specifications are the same as the Pew edition of the English Book of Common Prayer 2019. With one exception, the page is a half an inch taller. Spanish uses about 10% more words by quantity to communicate the same meaning. So in the translation, the page was made bigger because one of the big ideas of this prayer book, this translation, is that the pagination and the content would be identical to the English Book of Common Prayer. So the benefit of this should be pretty apparent, but the idea is that then if you are have any familiarity with one or the other book, you can have some utilization in the other. So a Spanish speaker could use this book, they get so familiar with what's on the page, the English book then also becomes more utilizable for joining in an English service, and vice versa. Someone familiar with the English Book of Common Prayer could pick this up and know what they're looking at, even if you don't know Spanish. Ideally, even an English-speaking priest who doesn't know Spanish but remembers how to pronounce Spanish from high school Spanish class or whatever could actually officiate a service potentially and know what they're doing. And of course, you just need then a Spanish preacher. So here it is, the LOC, that's BCP in Spanish, LOC. This is the first printing. If there are any errors or corrections, the translation team would be grateful to receive them, and as would I. Here's some of the translation team. One also a little interesting contribution of this this LOC is content. All of the content is, of course, the same as the BCP 2019, with one exception. This prologue, which describes the history of the Book of Common Prayer in Spanish. So this was written for this book. In addition, the only other modification of the text is the prayers for the nation. For instance, the United States in the English prayer book there's an additional prayer for here, the Dia de la Independencia. I really need to learn how to pronounce Spanish, but for Spanish Independence Day. Sorry, I should say Mexican Independence Day. So that has a specific, that is connected to the specific patrimony. That's the only modification to the content, as well as the prologue. The rest is just direct translation. With the Psalms, it's not a translation of the New Coverdale Psalms. It's a just representation of the Spanish NIV, the Nueva Versión Internacional. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let's see, it's in the copyright page here. Yeah, the NVI, Nueva Versión Internacional. So this is a familiar translation to many Spanish speakers, and so this was included as the Psalter. So that also is a difference from the Book of Common Prayer 2019, but the rest is the same. So there it is, page for page, a translation of the BCP 2019. My hope and prayer is that it will be a great blessing to the whole ACNA and to the flourishing of Spanish-speaking Anglicans. This will be for sale at the end of May or early June.